Hello!
Hello, AOS fans!
It's the agents of Beastgrave.
And tonight I'm playing Rippa Snarlfang.
And I'm going to be Morgok's Crushas.
So, Pete, I'm Rippa's tonight. This video will be part of Tabletop Gaming Live online.
Hello!
So, yes, this is all part of the big con that they normally have at the Alexandra Palace on the last weekend of September. We've been for the last couple of years, all a big con, yes. But unfortunately, due to coronavirus and such like, it hasn't gone on this year, and it's online. Like many of the big events have gone, it's gone online, and we've been invited to show a video because we were going to have a little event there, an Underworld social, which sadly, obviously has been postponed until next year, but we are trying to be as social as we can with this video, and we're trying to hopefully introduce some people who have just come on for Tabletop Gaming Live to the brilliance of Warhammer Underworlds and the brilliance of us, maybe less so, and yeah, so hopefully you enjoy it. Do check out we'll put all the links and hashtags and things in the comments below, but I do hope you enjoy the video and do check out all the other stuff for Tabletop Gaming Online Live. I got that around the wrong way, didn't I? Tabletop Gaming Live Online.
Yeah. And if you do enjoy the look of this game, do check out our other videos. There are lots of games out there that we've recorded. We've even done a little how-to. That is in the description as well below, so do check that out if you are interested in more.
Absolutely. So, Pete, you're taking the big ugly orcs today.
I am. The great big ugly orcs. There's three of them. They're big, they're ooge, they're nasty.
Yep, and so they're Goblinoids, so I thought, well, what can I do? I'll take some Goblinoids myself. I didn't want to take Gurzag. I wanted to take Rippers. Fast, light, agile Goblinoids versus big, lumbering, smashy ones.
Yeah.
I thought it could be quite an interesting matchup. One of our patrons did tell us that, or tell me, that Rippers and Crushas were an interesting matchup straight out of the box using the cards just from the box. But we haven't done that. But no. I thought I would give it a go with them. I thought, oh yeah, I shall play those. I'm not a big fan of Rippers, but maybe I'll learn to love them today.
You never know.
We are playing the Beastgrave only card, so anything that is from season 3 we're including, but all the old Night Vault stuff in preparation for the fact that will cycle out at the end of the year. We've decided to stop playing it now. It does make some interesting challenges with deck choice, I found, Pete, but it does mean you don't fall back on the old favourites like Combination Strike and
all the dull ones, all the easy ones,
all the competitive ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're certainly not competitive.
Yeah, so. I think it's an interesting thing. I think competitive play tends to equate to efficient play.
Yes.
So we've gone for all the inefficient cards, just like usual, really.
Makes a much more fun game. Well, we'll find out in a minute.
We'll find out. It might be a terrible game. No, hopefully it won't. It'll be a brilliant game because Warhammer Underworlds Beastgrave is great, and Agent of Sigmar is great, and Tabletop Gaming Online, live online, whatever it is great too.
Yeah, so do check it out, and we'll see you over in the Beastgrave in a moment.
Bye.
Hello
everyone.
We're all set up and ready to roll.
Yes.
And we roll for the boards. I won the board choice, so I decided to let Robin have objectives, and I placed the boards all nice and square on like that. I've got 3 of the objectives marked. I thought I was going to end up with a lot less, but you placed most of yours over my side. So
yeah, well, you've got some sort of horrible sneaky objectives where if you hold 2 objectives, or you can take and hold 2 objectives and smash people in the face at the same time type objectives, which I wanted to try and avoid. And obviously I have put 2 and I've decided having one right in the back here was better in case you had some sort of horrible control things in one area, shenanigans, but you'll probably struggle to get down here.
I might struggle to get to that one.
So that's why I've done that. Possibly all horrible mistakes. We'll see.
And replace the models. You're hugging the back of the board at the minute. I'm assuming you're playing some kind of Tomes deck with them, and you're just going to stick.
Absolutely. I thought the best way to showcase this game is to be as passive as possible. I realised in my card choice and what have you why I don't like playing Rippers. It seemed like it worked well on paper. But now I've drawn the cards, I'm just thinking, what have I done?
Oh dear.
Possibly I should get rid of my objectives. I may have made a big boo-boo there. We'll just have to see.
So as it's standing in this game, we're now going to roll to see who gets to go first, or who chooses who goes first. Now you finished setting up your models first.
I did.
So you get 1 extra crit in the bag. So I get
no extra crits.
No extra crits. So that means you get to choose straight away.
I think I'm going to let you go first.
Okay. So for my first activation, I think I'm going to draw a card.
It's all tense and exciting stuff.
That's added to my hand. I haven't got to get rid of any cards though in this game when you draw a card. But in my power step after my activation, I have nothing that I want to do right now.
Okay. So for my first activation, this is a brilliant showcase of the game. I'm going to draw a new power card. Okay, and I've got nothing to play.
Okay. I think I'm going to have to start doing things. So I'm going to play a card. I'm going to play Desperate Flight, which is scatter somebody 3.
Oh, you love that card.
I do. I think it's actually now, especially when Nightfall rolls out and we lose a lot of 2-step forwards and other movement shenanigan cards. I think this one might be one of the only ways to get. I only move 3. This one moves another 3, but it scatters.
It's pretty good though.
Yeah.
You can move in the roughly general direction unless you're really unlucky.
Yeah, exactly. Which we know how my dice go. So let's see how we go.
I'll see you in that lethal hex in a minute.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Oh no, he's got what he wanted.
So I can only use 3 of those. So I'm going to go hammer, hammer, crit. I think.
Oh. Ow.
See, that's why I think it's not a bad card.
Oh, it's a good card. Yeah.
Over to you.
I think it might be a bit early for firing this card off, but I'm going to play Distraction.
Oh.
And just push him back to there.
Oh, you get.
In fact, I might push him to the edge.
Fine. Okay, well I've got nothing else I want to do right now then. So on to my second go. This is going to be the worst possible idea I think I could do, but I'm going to go on guard with Ardskull. So he's going to go on guard, and it might seem a bit odd, but hopefully by the end of this round it's going to become apparent why. So he's on guard, and in the power step I have nothing I want to play.
Okay, I've got nothing to play either.
Okay, so it's on to your second go.
Okay, and for my second turn, I'm afraid I'm just going to draw a card. I've got nothing to play in the power step.
Sadly, I don't have anything to play in the power step either. So on to my third go. I'm going to just move Morgok forwards 1, 2, 3 to there.
Ha! You fell into my trap!
But I have nothing to do in my power step.
Okay. I'm going to play Tracking.
Ooh, what's that?
It's basically Spectral Wings, which is a +2 movement card. So I'm going to get +2 move, providing I've got a hunter. It's +1 if you're not a hunter, +2 if you are a hunter. All my cards are hunters. All my fighters are hunters.
Okay, I still have nothing.
Okay. For my third activation, I've got nothing else in my power step. For my third activation, I'm going to do something slightly odd. Well, we'll see what. For those of you who don't watch this game very often, I'm going to charge with a Rippa, but I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there.
Very weird.
Yes, it's a slightly peculiar rules interaction. For those of you who don't watch this, I have to go through 6 different hexes to score this objective cover ground.
Ah, right.
So I have scored cover ground.
You'll pick up some glory for that in a minute, but right now you've got to make your attack.
Yeah, I've got to make an attack. So it's Rippa makes an attack, and he rolls 2 hammers. And I've got 2 hammers.
So I need a crit to stop this going through. Oh, clang goes.
Just what I wanted you to do.
Ah, playing perfectly into my trap. That's not what you wanted, is it?
It's not what I wanted. No, you crit deaths.
After your attack, actually, you have a reaction.
Actually, you get to make one if you.
Yes, I don't have anything I can play.
Okay. So I am going to make a reaction. I'm going to attack with Snarlfangs Jaws, which is just a 1 hammer attack.
Bork. Oh dear.
And I am going to make another reaction, which I'm going to play Unbridled Ferocity. Which basically enables me to re-roll, make another attack action with
your Snarlfangs Jaws.
With my Snarlfangs Jaws, yes.
Here comes another hammer. There's a hammer.
There's a hammer, so you do need a crit.
Well,
or
shield.
Sorry, shield. Yeah, you do need a success, is what I meant to say.
Yes. So that's 2 damage.
That is 2 damage. And I think I will play Snare as well when I push you back. So I'm going to push you back to there and use Snare.
Ow. So that's 3 wounds on him already.
Yes.
That is a problem.
And I do get a glory.
You do, because you scored cover ground.
I've just got cover ground, yes. I'll draw a new objective card.
Anything in your power step?
No.
Nothing for me either. So I'm on to my 4th go. I'm just going to have to move with Thug. I'm just going to move him forward 2 to there. This is the absolute worst opening turn for Morgok in the history of anything ever.
In the history of turns.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. And that's it. I've got nothing in my power step to play.
Right, I've got nothing in the power step either.
It's on to your 4th go.
My 4th go. I think I've got to do this. I'm going to charge with Stab It here. And he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. He's going to attack Morgok.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm going to kill him, but you never know.
Well, you probably will.
There's 1 sword.
Do need a shield. Oh, I do get it. I'm assuming you're not going to push him back.
I'm not going to push him back, and I'm going to try and attack with the wolf. It's a hammer. This will be 2 damage.
Yeah, it's a shield.
Oh, you jammy
Clang.
And I'll just push you back further to there.
It's not going well for me.
It's alright on the defensive side of it.
Really? You've got 3 wounds already. I'm 1 shot away from being dead.
Yeah, but you saved 2. So you'd be dead.
So what you're saying is it could be a lot worse than it is right now, but it's still bad.
It's 1-0. And you've got all your fighters left.
Okay, anything in the power step for you?
I'm going to put Mandibles of the Urgrub on Rippa.
Are you now? Okay, well, I've got nothing to do and no glory to spend.
Okay, well, I've got nothing else to do.
Okay, so we're on to the end phase then. I went first and I've scored team effort. That's it. Which is very specifically why I went on guard once and then I moved with the other one because I never got a chance to actually make a charge. I'm going to get rid of Good Day's Work, which is have more of your guys dead than alive. I'm going to put Inured to Pain on Morgok, which will give him a little bit of a boost. It's -1 damage to any attack you make.
-1 damage to any attack.
-1 damage to any time he's dealt damage. It means you've got to do 3 damage to kill him now, but still not out of the woods by a long shot.
No.
I'm going to get rid of Cunning Brutality, which is after an attack I can then make a move action, and I'm going to draw 2 objectives and 2 power cards. I'm also going to get rid of Stone Form as well. Over to you.
Okay, well, I've scored nothing.
You're only doing slightly better than me then.
Well, I'm not. I'm doing the same as you now.
Yeah, that's true.
And this might be a horrible mistake. I'm not going to throw away any objectives.
Oh.
And I'm just going to draw 3 new power cards.
So it's time to roll for round 2. The orcs get... Oh, just a double. That is not good.
Oh, 2 singles and a double.
Very not good. Very not good for me.
Okay. This is probably crazy, and I probably shouldn't do it. My first activation, going to make a charge action.
Okie doke.
I'm going to charge with Rippa.
Yep.
He's going to go 1, 2, 3 onto that objective.
I'm in trouble.
And I will score Bold Conquest because I made a charge action that's I'm now on an objective.
Yep.
But
then
he's going to die.
Dangerous position.
So it's 2 hammers.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crit.
There's a crit there already.
Just a crit.
A crit will save me. No. So it's normally how much damage?
It's 2 damage.
So it's only 1 because of Inured to Pain, but that does put Morgok in quite a nasty spot.
And then I have a reaction unless you do. I forgot you had Inured to Pain. I've forgotten I had to hit twice and actually just kill you.
I have no reactions that I can
Okay,
play.
in that case I'm going to react with my wolf.
Yep.
And he's going to endeavour
To bite his head
you.
off.
No, missed.
Wolfie boy may have caused you a lot of problems there. But you do get glory for
Do get a glory.
for your, I can't remember what it's called now.
For my bold conquest.
Yep. So you get glory and
More
pick up
importantly, I
another
draw a
objective.
new objective card. Doesn't look like I can score that one very easily. This isn't going very well. I am going to put Claws of the Urgrub on Ripper
How
with
very
that glory that I've
interesting.
spent, which means I inspire because he has 2 or more upgrades on him.
Oh yes.
So he is now inspirated. The inspiration tokens, which aren't part of the usual game, for those of you who don't watch it regularly, we bought those from the Hobby Hermit.
Yep, check him out on Facebook. He does some cracking stuff on there.
Yeah, all sorts of 3D printed stuff.
Okay, I'm going to play Brutal Attack, which gives me +1 dice to the first attack action made by a friendly fighter in the next activation. After that attack action, I can place a war counter on them.
Wah!
What is it good for? Anything for you?
Make it Norix better. Sing it again. Still nothing, or rather nothing.
And I'm going to play Brawling, which is choose a friendly fighter adjacent to 1 or more enemy fires, and I place a war counter on them straight away. So I'm going to do that and put it on Morgok. Back to you.
Still got nothing.
And then I'm going to play Eager Advance,
What?
which is choose 1 friendly fighter and push them 1 hex, and then I can place 1 war counter on the chosen fighter.
Ah.
So I'm going to push Morgok round to there,
Okay.
and I will put another token on him, which will inspire him at that point.
Ouch. I've just realised I need to play something. I'm going to play Pack Tactics, which is effectively sidestep, because I'm not adjacent to anybody else. I can push 1 person. I'm just going to push Ripper back that way.
Oh.
Just realised that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, it might not be a bad idea. I also have that at that point scored Orc Cunning, which is
Cunning.
play 3
Well
gambits.
done.
I've got nothing else to do in the power step.
Okay, I've got nothing else either.
Okay, so on to my first go then, and probably see this one come, but I am going to charge with Ard Skull, 1 to there. Now he does have the Brutal Attack, which gives him +1 dice, and he will get a wild counter after this attack. So he will get 2, 1 for the attack and 1 for the Brutal Attack ploy card, so I'm just going to stick 2 on there. So I'm going to make his attack. He rolls 2 swords normally, so it's 3 swords now and 3 damage. So 1 sword, 2 swords.
So I do need either 2 dodges or a crit. I've got a crit!
Oh. And that does inspire your other 2 Wolfie boys.
It does. Thank you. I'd completely forgotten that.
So both of my guys now inspired Ard Skull and Morgok because they've both got 2 tokens on them. And both of yours have inspired now as well because I targeted Ripper. But didn't kill him, annoyingly.
It's not that annoying.
Not that I'm bitter by that. Annoying for me.
I'm not gonna lie. It's not that annoying.
And I'm going to put Vengeful Glare on Thug,
What does that do?
which means I have a reaction after an attack action that targets that fighter. I can place 1 war counter on the fighter's card. I also score Hidden Purpose. Score immediately after activation if I hold 2 or more objectives.
For my second activation, I'm going to make a charge action.
Okay.
I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 round to there. So it's 3 swords, 1 damage.
Oh.
Oh, crit.
This is going to be what does him in. Yeah. 1 damage. Morgok's dead.
Killed Morgok. Wow.
Not going to lie, pretty miserable about that.
I'm not going to lie, not pretty miserable about that.
So you pick up a glory for killing him.
I do.
Anything else?
Nothing else at the moment, thank you.
Okay. Directly after that, I do score Got It Boss, which is score immediately after an activation if I hold 1 or more objectives in your territory.
I could play the Hunter's one, the previous one you scored. That one's such a good card.
Yeah, it is a nice card. So nothing in your power step?
Nothing in my power step.
Okay, I've got nothing either. So on to my second activation, and I'm going to draw a power card. And I've got nothing in my power step.
Okay. I've got nothing in the power step either. My third activation, I'm going to get rid of a power card. I'm going to get rid of Crawl Hunters, which I have 2 enemy fighters out of action and 1 or more friendly fighters in enemy territory. I'm not going to score out this turn.
It's going to be tough, although the way your dice are going, you might not do too bad.
Yeah. So I will draw a new objective.
And anything in your power step?
No.
Okay, nothing for me either. It's on to my third go. I'm going to be incredibly excited and draw another power card. And again, I've got nothing in my power step.
I've got nothing to play either. And on my 4th and final activation, I am going to draw a power card myself. And I'm going to play that power card because it is bonded. I'm going to play that on Rippa. Bonded basically gives you an additional supporting fighter.
Yep, I don't like that. I've got nothing that I want to do right now. So on to my 4th and final go. And I'm going to draw another power card because that's what kind of game I'm having.
I had not foreseen that.
In the power step, I'm going to put Cryptic Companion on Ard Skull. Over to you.
I've got nothing to do. I've got no glory.
Oh, okay. And I'm also then going to put the Amberbone Spear on him as well. If you got nothing, we're on to the end phase.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go another go. Okay.
No, you go
I
first.
go first. Yeah. I've scored loaded with plunder for 2.
Which is have 3 upgrades on 1 fighter.
Yes.
See, that's a nice one because that's a Ripper only one, and it's 2 glory, so it is a nice one.
Really nice for Ripper. That is a good Ripper card. And then I'm going to put Loping Strides. It's kind of like a big pair of running trousers on old Menai over here.
Okay.
That's just plus two moves, so he now moves 7. I'm gonna keep that objective. I think I've realised I've made a mistake here, but I'm gonna keep my 2 objectives. I'm gonna keep my power cards, which is almost certainly a mistake. I'm gonna draw 3 new power cards. 1, 2, 3.
So I played very unorkily near the end there, but it's because I have not read my cards right. So I've scored ahead of the hunt. I have a fighter who is a quarry.
Okay.
I misread one of my cards, or rather I remembered half of the card after I read it and then completely missed what I should have done, so but I wouldn't have scored it anyway, I don't think. But I'm going to keep my last 2 objectives, and I also get a glory for the Cryptic Companion. I'm going to get rid of Path to Victory.
Yeah, I didn't put Path to Victory in my...
Well, see, I was reading Path to Victory and I thought, oh, I've got 2 people on objectives, excellent.
Yeah.
But I haven't killed anyone. That's kind of a key part of the whole thing.
I just think for 3-person warbands, it's really quite hard to score.
It might be, yeah.
You've got Glorious Kill as well.
I've got some other shenanigans in there, which I'm about to show, because I'm going to get rid of Restless Prize as well.
Okay.
If I'd have got the first bit out, if I killed someone, I might have been able to do that. So I'm going to keep 1 of each. I'm going to draw 2 objectives and 4 power cards. So it's already round 3. I can't believe it's already round 3, but it is, and it's time to roll. So Morgok's Crushas get... Oh, a crit! Oh, maybe that's what I needed. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
I am going to go first.
I thought that you might.
And I'm going to use his Amberbone Spear on Ardskull over there.
Sorry, Ardskull on Ripper.
Over here. No.
No, okay, sorry.
I'm going to have a go at... Is it Stick It?
It is Stab It, yeah.
Stab It, Stick It. So I'm going to have a go at him. So it's just 2 hammers, 2 damage.
2 hammers, 2 damage, keep moving.
Ooh, a crit.
No crit.
Okay, so there's 2 damage, and I'm going to push you back into that lethal hex to do a 3rd.
Hang on. I might have something.
Oh.
But actually I haven't.
I'm going to push him back into there and do another wound to him. So that's 3 wounds he's taken. And in the power step, I'm going to put Great Fortitude on Ardskull.
Makes him what? Got 5,
6 wounds now.
Wounds. Ow.
He's big and butch.
Okay, I'm going to play Vindictive Attack, which gives me +2 dice for first attack action made by a friendly fighter in the next activation.
Ooh. Okay.
Anything for you?
No, Ardskull does get another token because he made an attack there, but that's it. Nothing else for me, so over to you.
I'm going to put Sting of the Urgrub on Ripper.
Oh, so he is now the avatar of the Urgrub.
He is now a quarry, but he now gets +1
damage, heals 1
ensnare.
wound, and ensnare.
Ensnare's not much use, is it?
Not so much in this case, but the other stuff ain't too bad.
Yeah. I'm going to start with an attack then for my first activation. I'll turn these over. So I'm going to attack with Ripper. +2 dice the first time, so it's 5 hammers.
Okay.
It'll be 3 damage.
Yep. Wow.
Now, I have got bonded, so that's two
successes.
2 successes.
And a 5th dice to roll.
A hammer, so it's 3 hammers. Oh, sorry, 3 successes.
Okay, so I need a crit, or he's taking some damage. No, a shield.
So it's 3 damage.
I'm going to play Berserk Fortitude at this point,
What does that
which
do?
is placed during an attack action that targets a friendly fighter before the deal damage step. Remove any number of wild counters from that fighter, and the attack action has -1 damage for each counter removed. So I'm going to get rid of 2 counters and reduce that to just 1 damage.
That's horrible.
And then after that, I'm going to play a reaction to your attack.
Is that not a reaction?
That's a that's a reaction before the deal damage step. So now you've dealt damage.
Right.
And now I'm going to play Brutal Reprisal, which plays during an attack action that targets a friendly fighter and succeeds before the drive back step.
Oh, okay.
Which basically means you don't drive me back and I can smash you in the chops.
Okie dokie.
So he's going to make an attack and I'm going to use his counter. I'm going to use his Gore Basher and I'm going to use his 3rd and final War token on that one. So it's 3 swords and the removing the counter makes it 4 damage.
Oh.
3 swords. Wow. Cheers for that, Ardskull. Cheers for
Okay,
that.
I'm going to play a reaction to that. I'm going to play Furious Reprisal. So play this after an enemy fighter's attack action that targeted a friendly fighter. That friendly fighter makes an attack action that must target that enemy fighter, and you can reroll any number of dice in that attack roll.
Nice.
So I'm going to roll 3 dice. And
Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, I can't play my reaction for 1 to 2 black count.
so it's 3 hammers, and I can reroll any of them. I'll reroll that crit. Oh, not the crit. I'll reroll the other 2, not the crit.
No, you said crit.
That's
Right.
3 successes.
So that is damage. So is that 3 wounds?
It's 3 more damage, yeah.
Ouch.
Now this is slightly weird now, and I don't know the timing, but I think I can't do this. It says after this fighter's activation that included an attack action, I can make this attack action, but I assume my activation finished.
Yes, because I
Just
interrupted that with my attack.
Yeah.
My Brutal Reprisal interrupted your Wolf attack reaction, and then your Reprisal afterwards. So I don't. Yeah, I agree. I don't think the Wolf gets his attack this time.
No, sadly not.
So we're on to the power step.
Yeah.
But before that, I score Show of Force because I have a fighter with 3 upgrades, and I score Now What because
Are they both surges?
They are both surges. Yes.
You see,
Show of Force is a surge and a hybrid as
they're
well.
just unbelievably good.
Well, Show of Force
More
anybody can
practice.
have, but Now
Yeah.
What is a great card. It's just, surge card, hold 2 or more
What
objectives.
show of force
Do
does
you need
that
to hold
have?
2?
Somebody with 3. Yeah, I nearly
Yeah.
took that.
So it's 2 more glory.
But I just thought for a surge, the glory's hard to come by. I mean, I think I'm winning. But you are absolutely stuffing me.
But I've not got that much more glory than you. I've got maybe 3. It could change at a moment's notice. So, onto the power step. Have you got anything you want to do?
No.
I've got nothing I want to do either.
Okay.
So my second go, I'm going to move Ardskull 1, 2, 3 over to here.
Interesting.
And then I'm going to play Brutal Cunning, which is play after a friendly fighter's move, but not during a super action. That fighter makes an attack action. And I'll have a go at you again with the Amber Bone Spear.
Okie dokie.
A crit. 1 crit. You will get a token again for that because he's made an attack during his action.
How much damage is that?
2 damage.
2. I'm going to play Narrow Escape to reduce it by 1 to a minimum of 1.
So he only takes 1 wound. Not that matters too much because he didn't have any wounds on him, but it's still worth doing. In the power step though, I've got nothing to do.
I've got nothing else to do either.
Second go.
Second go, I'm going to make a charge with Stab It. No, not Stab It. I'm going to make a charge with Ripper. He's going to go 1, 2, 3 to there. So it's 3 hammers. Oh,
3 hammers. Okay, so I do need a crit or Ardskull bites it. No. Ardskull is
That
dead.
rolled across the crit then. I was going to lose by. I do score steady assault because that's the third attack.
Silly assault.
Steady assault. That's the third attack.
Anything in your power step?
No.
I've got nothing either. So onto my third activation. I'm going to draw a power card. And I've got nothing in my power step.
Third activation, I'm going to make a charge with Stab It.
Okay.
He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. Bit of a risk. But I want to do that. So he's going to make a Stab It attacks 3 swords, 1 damage.
No swords at all.
No swords at all.
And I'm going to play Vengeful Glare as my reaction to give him a war counter.
Okay, well, I will score Gather Momentum.
Yep. So it does put us at 8 apiece now. It's a pretty pathetic game. To be
Compared
honest.
to last week's,
Yeah.
where we scored 20 each.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know why I charged there. Can I have charged to there instead, please?
Yeah.
Sorry, I knew you had that, and I thought I don't need to. He's got a spear, so I don't need to. It's range 2.
Makes sense.
I don't need to go next to him.
I'm going to put Great Strength on Thug. It's going to up his damage by 1. I'm not sure it's going to make any difference though.
Okay, I've still got nothing.
Okay, so onto my 4th and final go, and Thug's going to finally do something. He's going to charge. He's just going to go 1, 2 to there. Well, I might as well go around 1. No, actually, I'm just going to go straight onto the lethal hex.
Onto the lethal hex.
Going to give him a wound, and I'm going to score. I'm not going to score calculated risk. So there we go. I'm just going to have a go at you with that. He's got 3 swords and does 3 damage.
2 swords.
Yeah, that was the other one. Just the 2 swords.
No successes. So you have killed him.
Oh, so I do get a glory for that.
Yeah, that's
I'm not sure I'm going
probably
to kill him, but
going to be the final thing.
and I do get another token, which
And
will
then
inspire Thug because he's now got
Okay.
2 tokens on him. But not that matters because it's the end of my 4th turn, and
Okay.
I've got nothing in my power step.
Okie dokie. I'm going to play the Amberbone Spear on Menai.
Okay.
And for my 4th activation, I'm just going to charge onto objective 3. He moves 7, but he's only going to move, just going to move half of that.
Okay.
And well, not even half of it. And he's going to roll 2 hammers.
2 hammers, 2 damage.
2 hammers. Oh!
Crit.
I can't really complain. We have rolled a crit, but I would have scored no mercy right at the death there because he's got 1 wound on him, hasn't he?
Oh yeah,
Which
you
is
would have done.
do a successful attack action, but sadly not.
And whether it made a difference or not, we'll find out in a moment, I guess.
Yeah.
Nothing going on in your power step?
Nothing going on in my power step.
Alright, we're on to the end phase then. I went first.
Yeah.
I've scored Proper Rumble, which is 4 or more fighters are out of action or have wound tokens on them. For 1 glory.
Tokens would have given you that.
And I've also scored Conquest.
Nicely done.
2 more glory.
So
So
you're going to
I've got
win.
12. I've got 12. What
You're
have you
going to
got?
win 2, 4, 6, 8. I've scored the Avatar Risen.
11.
11.
Wow, that
If
was
I'd-
close.
If you hadn't rolled a crit, it'd have been 12 all, and I
you'd
was
have
on
been
an objective.
Yeah,
Ah.
that was close.
And a couple of things there. If I killed you when you were on here, if you hadn't had all those war counters on you, I would have scored Brought to Bay as well.
Which one's that one?
It's the one of killing somebody in your opponent's half, the hunter. Makes attack action, takes an enemy fighter out of action, and the enemy fighter was in enemy territory. Luckily, you had those 3 war counters.
Yeah, I had that card. I think I can't remember if it was from the first round or, but I had it in the hopes that I could maybe keep Morgok alive. But after that 3 damage he took early on, his days were numbered, and I didn't get great fortitude out in time to keep him alive, which is a bit of a shame. But I don't think it mattered too much overall. It's hard to say.
No.
I mean, this is one of those games where we don't play very many 3 fighter on 3 fighter warbands because they're quite I mean, it was quite a quick game by our normal style of gaming. That was a pretty quick game, I think.
I enjoyed that.
It wasn't bad.
I enjoyed
it's
that.
certainly not one of our highest scoring games. 11 plays 12 is not a high scoring game at all. But then I was just looking through my cards during the last turn, and I realised that my deck only scores about 14 glory.
Mine doesn't score very many. I feel, although 14 isn't massive, but I feel like, and this may just be my perception because I'm a sore loser. I feel like that your warband works better than my warband does. Do you know what I mean? It kind of, you've got, yes, you didn't do much pushing today, but you've got things that can beef the strength up. You can produce. I mean, it's unfortunate. I think the wolf. I feel like Rippa could do with a bit of an errata where the wolf thing is separate to the activation, so it can't be interrupted by
because it's kind of like their
reactions.
thing, and there's a lot of things that you can take which are reactions after attacks that can rob them of that.
Yeah,
and that's
and
kind
it's
of
very
all
frustrating,
they've got.
especially when you could also. I don't think it actually was a reaction, but you took through. No, it was a reaction. You reacted, got rid of all the damage off of,
and then I
couldn't do the wolf. Yeah, you could react twice, and I couldn't react at all.
Because
Right?
one reaction was before the
Yeah.
damage is dealt, and the other one is after the damage is dealt, but before the pushback.
Yeah, I mean that's
occurs,
just
which was filthy.
I think unfair. I mean, luckily I had a reaction of my own.
And my attack completely fluffed, because
Yeah.
if my attack hadn't fluffed, he'd have been almost a paste.
I had the -1
Oh,
card.
yes, you did,
But
yeah.
then I wouldn't have been able to attack back. It would have been either or.
Yeah, but it was close.
yeah.
But he fluffed his attack. So
Yeah.
I mean, that was, I dare I say, that was a bit of a pathetic showing from Morgok's boys at the start there. But I think maybe any 3-fighter warband, they always struggle if they're an offensive warband, if they can't get in there and start chewing people up.
Yeah, I mean, I was quite lucky that I was able to put the 3 at the back, and that kind of slowed you down. I didn't draw any great cards, though. I was fishing for a couple of good things. I didn't get them. But, you know, it was a really close game, and if it had been for a different dice at the end, I mean, we both had luck and bad luck with the dice, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't need to kill him. If I just hit him, I would have. I don't know.
would've
Though
been it.
ironically, if you hadn't gone in the lethal hex, I wouldn't have been able to. I wouldn't have been able to score that because he had to have been injured.
I didn't really need to. It was just put another wound on somebody.
Okay.
I mean, one of your guys was already dead, and 2 of mine were already dead, and you had 2 people with wounds, so you would have had to have cleared wounds off.
Right.
Yeah, so it was just a in case thing, but yeah, I was. Yeah, it didn't really matter in the end.
No, it didn't. No. Well, no, it only would have mattered. Mind you, if I'd hit him, I'd have damaged him, so he'd have been. No, he wouldn't have been. Well, I couldn't have scored the card if he wasn't wounded.
Yes.
So
yeah. Had I known that,
Yeah.
then in the next game, I possibly wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that game. It certainly was a lower scoring game than we used to. We usually get much more flex style in there. I mean, my orcs have got some flex style because they've got 2 or 3 cards which are hold objectives, and I scored them all.
I just feel that, and that's where they're better than Rippers, because they can score those because you've got good accuracy buffs and lots of wounds and things. Whereas
Well,
I
once
kind of
inspired, they have that built. Thug has it built in. He can spend his tokens to improve his accuracy.
I have to take cards to make them better. I can't afford push cards and things to get on objectives. So I'm bothered because I didn't take Path to Glory. I didn't take the one about standing on 2 objectives, because I find with Rippers that you just can't worry about where the objectives are. You've just got to attack and hope for the best.
I mean, I've got 6 Auric objectives in this deck.
Right, okay.
I've got the one which is play 3 ploys, 3 gambits, because that's just a given, I think.
Yeah,
It'll be restricted, I reckon, soon, but that's a given. I've got Good Day's Work, which I didn't score because I got that early, and that's have more enemy fighters dead than alive. But I did score like Got It Boss, which is hold 1 or more objectives in enemy territory. Proper Rumble, if 4 more fighters are out of action or have wounds. The other one I didn't score was Might of the Auric, which is do a 4 damage attack, which I was kind of hoping at one point, but yeah, didn't get it off. That one is purely an Ard Skull dependent one.
Right, I've got I think I've got 4. I can only find 3 at the moment, but Rippers up objectives. But they've got plunderers and loaded with plunder, which are quite nice.
Yep.
Loaded with plunder, you only have to have 1 or more friendly fighters have 3 or more upgrades.
Yeah.
That's loaded plunder. Plunderers, sorry. If each friendly fighter has 1 or more upgrades, well, it's surviving one, so you can do it with any. You only have to have 1 fighter, and it's an end phase card as well, so it's not 3rd end phase, so it's not too bad.
I don't know if this highlights the 2, but I've got about 9 Auric specific ploys and gambits and upgrades. because their cards are just so handy.
Yeah, well, you've got a lot of things to generate war tokens, and the war tokens are absolutely vital. Ripper's got nothing.
Yeah, they have nothing.
He's got a reaction attack that most people can stop,
which people can interrupt, which is a bit of a problem. I'm not sure about what I could take for these guys, and I think it's the same with the Rippers. It's like, what big scoring cards can you take? I mean, in the end, I took Conquest. I was like, what else do I put in this deck? And Conquest was there as a 2 glory card, and I thought that I can probably do because it's just I'm going to be running towards the enemy anyway.
Yeah. I nearly took Conquest, and in the end, I swapped it out for slightly easier. I think I swapped it out for that loaded with Plunder or Plunderers, just because it's just slightly easier to score.
Yeah.
I've got particular strategy in my card deck, which is perhaps a mistake. Perhaps Conquest would be better. Score this in end phase if you score 3 or more dual objectives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one I could take would be the Avatar of the Urgrub, but I think I've taken that in about 2 or 3 decks recently. I just thought I want to do something different.
I was totally expecting you to pick it because it's such an obvious choice for Morgok. And again, you think, well, actually, it lends itself almost better than. Actually, the Rippers aren't too bad for it because they go up to 2 dodge. So in some ways, they're better for it than Morgok.
They're a bit more survivable in some ways. Yeah, I had Substance Siphon in this deck. But that was like one of the last few cards coming out.
I was extremely lucky, I have to say, because I didn't actually go through very many power cards, and I did actually manage to get out all 3 Urgrub cards.
Because that's the problem. If you're getting near the end and you've got a pile of cards left that you haven't taken, you've just got to start drawing cards.
And I gambled, and it's quite funny because I thought to myself, if I throw away, because I had Avatar of the Urgrub in hand, not Avatar. Whatever it is. Avatar Risen in hand. I thought if I throw it away, I'll draw the final one because I have 2 in my opening hand.
Yeah, you just got to go with it. I
was also lucky not to get all 3 at the beginning because you can't score Avatar Risen and loaded with Plunder all at the same time because they have to be once you put the 3 Avatar things on, they disappear.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. Yes, that was quite handy. I wasn't sure whether I should have Cryptic Companion because I was like, you've got to be on an objective for that one, and do I take it? But I thought I've got a lot of other cards which go onto objectives anyway, so I was always going to be jumping onto them, so I figured I'll take it, and I did score a glory, and that was the glory that won it for me, I think, in the end. So that was pretty close.
Yeah, see, everything lines up for the Oryx.
So I hope you all enjoyed that one. If this is your first foray into the Underworlds, there are a lot more games. Do go and check them out. There's a link in the description below. And we'd love to have you come along. And if you are a regular, a full-time watcher of the channel, then do let us know in the comments below what you thought about that. Did we just do terrible with these warbands, or is this just, is this just the way they are sometimes when it's 3 fighters versus 3 fighters? It's a very different dynamic to the game, I find, to when you have 5, 6, 7 fighters versus 4, 5, 6 fighter kind of setups. Even if it's like 3 fighters versus 6 fighters, there's suddenly a lot more bodies around.
Yeah. Very much so. Yeah, and these are a lot less fragile as well, aren't they? So it's quite hard to score your glory cards for killing things because they're much harder to kill people. Yeah, I've got a few which gives me glory for killing people, but that's like for Rippers at the beginning, that's like 3 or 4 hits.
Yeah, you've got to just chip away them. Well, if you're lucky and the wolf can come off.
I did get a wolf attack off early, which kind of stitched you up.
Yeah, that was Morgok, I think, and that pretty much paid to him in the end.
Yeah.
There you go. Hope you enjoyed that, everybody, and we'll see you soon in the Beastgrave.
Beastgrave!